guys, I'm BDC. This is Minecraft. We're here on the Mindcrack server. The flower farm is 100% functional. It looks kind of ugly still. I did change a little bit of the walls and the ceiling and stuff, and I started to add this right here. Over here we've got a little viewport kind of dealio. There's really no purpose to this right here. This is just, I don't know, for funsies, I guess, whatever. So I added this, and this little area right here, and then you can get out and go around. So now it is mostly enclosed. However, clearly there is still a giant opening right there that I do need to fix at some point. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to take a quick little break from the flower farm and work on something else. I'm probably going to go and work on a combination of the mini game and also start clearing out Winterfell, because it's been way too long since I started doing anything with Winterfell. The last time I did anything was blowing up that mountain, and that was a long time ago. That was like months ago. I need to go and do that. I need to clear out that area, and I need to start making it. All right. I hear the slimes fapping away out there. Get a room. All right. So the sorting system is working pretty well. I was a little bit concerned. Now there is this sorting system, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. And also, I made a sorting system last season, Season 3 of Mindcrack. It used minecarts. Now, it had a much bigger footprint than this, so it wasn't nearly as compact, but it was a lot faster, like 5 to 10 times as fast. With this, a single item goes in, and it slowly moves up and through, and it's one item at a time. You know, there's one item in each dropper and each hopper, but it still is one item at a time kind of deal. Whereas the minecart system that I made, as the minecart goes across, it will, drop off 2 things here, 2 things here, 2 things here, 2 things here, 2 things here. So where this only sorts it kind of like one at a time, sort of, but not quite, the other system that I made does basically all of them at once. And it's a lot faster. And I was thinking, given the volume of the flowers here, that I might need to redo this into the other one, but it seems to work fine. And I'll explain why in a second, because, well, I guess I can explain it right now. There's a lot of downtime after. There's like 2-3 minutes worth, I think it's like 3 minutes worth of downtime after each run through. So that gives the sorting system plenty of time to sort out most everything. Anyways, all right, so as you can see from my inventory, I got a lot of flowers. And this is not from running it, like running it. This is just from testing it. So it makes a lot of damn flowers. And I probably had like, I don't know, like 50 or more stacks of seeds. But I got nothing to do with them. There's really nothing I can do with the seeds. So, but if you look in here, like my inventory is full, but I still have some of the orange ones. I still got a bunch of red ones, some white ones, a whole bunch of pink ones. The pink and the red tulips are the most common in that area, so there's gonna be a lot of those. A bunch of the azure bluets. There's not as many poppies, but that's okay because it's a more common plant and people aren't really gonna want it. Same thing with the dandelions. Dandelion is the least farmed or least grown on this area because it only has one like little area where it can grow. Let's see, the next one is the orchids. There's a ton of these, which is really good, really good, because the light blue dye is kind of what triggered me to go and make this, because lapis lazuli is used for enchanting, so nobody's gonna want to use friggin' lapis to make light blue dye, especially if they need a lot of it, like I do for the ceiling of the King's Road, because I'm going to redo it. It's gray right now, and I thought gray was kind of appropriate because it's like a gloomy, and the whole Game of Thrones series is kind of gloomy, but I'm gonna probably change it over to light blue clay. Anyways, some alliums or aluminums, as I like to call them, and oxides. Oxides are also not that common because there's just kind of small area. Dude, guy, go get a room, man. All right, so how this works really quickly. All right. We have a cart right here. It's got a whole bunch of bone meal in it. You know what? I'm going to turn this bad boy on. But first, I showed you this up here. Okay. So there's no stuff there. I think I've already shown you this a little bit. But I'm going to turn this on. We're going to do one run through, okay? One run through. Let me turn that on. And we'll leave it off again so that way when the cart comes back through, it'll stop. It's not going to keep going. So the cart is going round and round and round she goes, and it is going to be constantly planting the bone meal. I don't know if you can see it off in the distance. It's like, wait, there you go. See it? See it appearing? Boop, boop, boop. So it's going to constantly plant that. Once it gets to the end, it is going to hit an activator rail, which is going to turn on a timer. This timer I made in the live stream the other day, and I want to thank Wolfcraft12. I believe that's his name. Let me make sure. Wolfcraft12 gave me this design. Apparently this design has been around for quite a while, but he saved me some time in researching it and what have you. So he gave me this really simple design, so thank you to him. I appreciate it. What happens? Well, this is the end. So this is the end. Let's not do that. We're gonna start here. So we're gonna go up here. It's gonna run through all these. So as the cart goes across, it is going to put one bone meal in the hopper. That hopper then puts the bone meal in the dropper, which is this, and then the dropper will put it into the dispenser. The dispenser puts the bone meal up top. That happens when the cart goes over the activator rail. It turns this on, which moves the bone meal from the dropper to the dispenser. And now because of the repeater, the dropper is powered, and that makes the dispenser fire as well. So we're going to go all the way up here. And up here is where the first timer is. So this timer right here, if you look, we've got a whole bunch of dirt in here. This timer will last for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is how long it takes for all the water to move all the items down to the end. Originally, I was going to do this kind of like pulsing system with the water, so that way I could have the cart going around more often, but it doesn't really work, and it just finished. And we should see a cart go zooming by. There it is. So the cart is going down there. Now, what happens here is when the cart hits this activator rail, it's going to turn this on, which turns on the timer. That releases the water up above, which I'll show you in a second, and everything gets moved down. The cart will also go across here, and it drops down to here, onto this, which is depowered. It will not be powered when this clock is in the, or when this timer, rather, it's not a clock. Well, it's not a clock in redstone terms. It's a, anyways, whatever. So this timer here will, hey guys, there. So this gets shut off. So the cart will get stuck right here. It'll just stay right there, and it won't move. And then once the timer is done and the water is shut off, it moves it back, and then the cart gets sent on its way. There's a reason for that, which I will go over in a second, but I just want to show you this up here. Nom, 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 nom. So here we have the pistons that are currently holding the water back, and you know, all the seeds, and or not the seeds, but the grass and the flowers are all gone. So this is where the timer is, and it leads up to here, and this is what powers all this. And also, this is 2 blocks high, so that keeps the Endermen out, because the Endermen were stealing the grass, and that creates a lot of issues with the water flow. On top of that, we have, well, yeah, on top of that, on top of the grass, we have these. These are the half slabs. They're on the bottom so that no mobs can spawn here. And then the glowstone does two things. One, the glowstone stops other mobs from spawning in here. And it also prevents the grass from dying when the water is flowing over it. Now, there are a few little areas. I don't know if I can see any. Nope, they didn't any. But when the water is flowing down, there's technically 2 blocks here. There's one on the top and then one on the bottom that's flowing. And that will cause some of the grass on this edge to die, but it's not really a big deal. As you can see, if it did die, it already grew back. All right, so we're going to go back down here. And we're going to go back to the timer. So this timer, when this timer first gets tripped, it will turn the water on, and then it shuts the rail off down there. Now the cart will fall over here, and the reason why I put this like this is because I had the powered rail right here, but the problem was the piston takes, you know, I don't know how long, maybe like a half a second or something like that to move this, and the current is still on. So what was happening was the cart was just going, it just kept going. It wasn't getting stopped. So the best way I could, or the easiest way and the best way I could figure out to alleviate this issue was to use gravity. So the cart will go over here, and in the time it takes to fall, the redstone has already been shut off. So that's what happens with that. Now, there are 2 timers, and the reason for that is because even after the water has been shut off, this right here, you still have all of that dirt that's in this spot right here. By the way, 64 is about 30 seconds. So all that dirt is in this side right here, and it needs to go back to here in order to reset this timer. And I had an issue with the system because the cart would go again, but it wouldn't trip this. Like, this wouldn't get tripped and the water wouldn't start flowing because this was still flowing. All the dirt was still flowing into that one. So the cart gets held up here until the water is done. Once the water is done, the cart gets sent all the way down here. I hope this isn't too confusing. Should be pretty simple. But once the cart is, once the water is done, the dirt still needs to move back. And when it moves back, the cart is going to come down here. So when the cart is right here, the dirt is still being put back into the original hopper. So this trips this, and this creates another timer that will wait until the dirt has moved back into the original hopper. And again, the cart will get stuck right here. It will roll up and it gets stopped right here because this gets shut off when this timer is on. And then this timer will give that timer the appropriate time to reset. And also, while that's happening, the cart is stopped right here. And right above it, we have a hopper with a chest that is currently empty. And this is how I will refill the minecart. I'll put all the bone meal in here. So as it goes around, and when it comes to this station right here, this is where it will be sitting, waiting for the whole machine to reset. And while it's doing that, this hopper will be feeding bone meal into it. So it will get refilled. So it's a pretty good system. And it looks like all of the items from the previous run have been sorted, which is pretty good. The slimes are still fapping away. And don't have any, they're not going to see any seeds. Oh yeah, and then there's just lava in there. So all the seeds and everything else, well, basically should just be seeds. There's really no reason for anything else to be in there because mobs can't spawn in there. So all the seeds go into this drop right here, and then they just get kicked out into the lava. I put glass there just because it's kind of neat to watch. And you're just sitting here and watching, like, the seeds go pew, 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 and then they just fall. They, like, bounce off the wall and they fall in the lava. Some men just want to watch the seeds burn, I suppose. Stop it. So, anyways, that's the farm. It works. It works really, really friggin' well. Like, really well. So the only thing I need to do is I need to fix the walls right here. I need to fix this in here because some of this is still crap. Like, as you can see, oh yeah, there's a couple of areas I need to relight. I accidentally had some water come in here. So there's some mobs that can spawn. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And it's 100% functional. So I just need to make it look pretty. And that's it. It works. That's awesome. So I'm going to go restock my flower shop. Also, someone left something at the Royal Chicken that I'm going to go and check out. I think eventually I'm going to come back to this place, probably when we move over to the new snapshot, because what I'm going to do, what I would like to do anyways, is I would like to put half slabs over all of this. Like, I want to cover the entire thing in half slabs so no mobs can spawn here. And I'm probably going to use water buckets and just put water like everywhere, like cover this entire area so that way no mobs can spawn whatsoever. And the reason for that is because over yonder is, you know what, let me put some torches up here. The reason for that is because this is all swampland, and as you can see, there are slimes that are spawning. So I'm gonna have a little slime farm. So while I'm getting all the flowers, I can also harvest a bunch of slime balls, and we can use that for the new bouncy slime blocks. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. You know what? Maybe we can come up with another little mini game or something for it. That might be neat. But for now, I am, for the most part, done with this. So, Dunsky. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm gonna... Oh, hey, guy. I'm gonna head back to... Whoop, wrong way. I'm gonna head back to spawn. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright guys, so the flower shop has been restocked with all the flowers. I am going to need to go and get more ferns and some of the dead bushes and some of that other stuff. But for the most part, it's restocked. All the colorful things are restocked. The things that make it a flower shop. I did put up a little sign that just says flower shop restocked. I'm still only going to charge cobble. It's pretty cheap right now. Given that I used most of my stone in order to make the flower farm, I am now behind on the amount of stone that I have in order to make Winterfell. So I don't know if that was entirely productive. I think I'm definitely in the rose red in terms of the amount of stone and cobble, what have you, that I have. But, you know, hey, whatever. It's a neat project, and I'm sure I can use all those flowers for something else. So in here, I did check this out the other day, and someone left me diamonds in here. I'm gonna restock my chicken. Chicken. And I got diamond, diamond, diamond. I don't know who paid me 3 diamonds for that, but thank you very much. I am very appreciative. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. So I think a couple of people use the royal chicken quite frequently. I forgot that was there. I thought I had taken it down. I know I use this thing like every single time I'm on the server. And I'm sure that other people use it as well. I think Avidia told me he uses it, and apparently someone else does. Someone else gave me some diamonds. So that's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. I did not expect that. Originally, I was asking for, like, iron. But then I was like, yeah, whatever. You can just pay me in whatever. So every now and again, I'll check it, and I'll get something. Maybe some clay or some blaze rods or something, but it's cool. I'm glad glad people use it. I mean, it's awesome. It's free chicken. You know, it's not as good as steak or the pork chops, but it's unbelievably easy, and it's completely automatic, which is the beautiful thing. I don't have to go and feed any animals or anything like that. It's fully automatic. It's beautiful. All right, anyways. So that is going to be about it for today. I'm glad the flower shop is restocked. The flower farm is working incredibly good. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all those flowers. Maybe I'll make a flower delivery service or something at some point. Who knows? Maybe we'll make some like bouquets and stuff and leave them on people's lawns or in their houses. I have no idea. I don't know. So, in any event, oh hey, look, there's a, you know, that's the theater. It's Fiddler on the Roof. That's what that is. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, a little too high. There we go. Now he's Fiddler on fire. That is going to be it for today. Thank you to whoever gave me the diamonds. Certainly would appreciate it if you hit that like button. Remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.